can ask any questions you might have using the hashtag NearSubUX webinar. And we have a pretty interesting quote here.
Yeah, I hope you can hear me well. So, just 1 second. We're ready or not? Nope, not yet. Okay, maybe Jorge, you can sing something with your beautiful voice.
I don't think so.
Ah, come on.
I'm sorry, folks. This is awkward. If you can just wait a couple of minutes.
Yeah, but he was singing
Can you hear us?
just
Earlier.
Yeah, 2 minutes ago. Okay.
Can you hear us now? Let me get textual confirmation. Oh, there we are.
Okay, so let's.
Anyway, as you were saying, just a quick recap. We're part of the UX team at Nearsoft. We made research trying to understand millennials, which is not an easy feat, especially in the travel industry, more specifically in hospitality apps. So we're going to kick it off with a quote here, which says,
This quote is from the Think with Google. It's a study that they did in the past, and it's important to present in this webinar. The 88% of travelers with smartphones will switch to another app or site if yours doesn't satisfy their needs. So why this number is so high? The reason is because right now in travel industry, there's a lot of different products and services. So it's easy to look for another one that satisfies what travelers are looking for. So having this in mind, we decided to, why if we do a research about hospitality apps within a specific generation? And we know that there is a lot of different generations, like the baby boomers or the great generation, or even the Generation X, that I thought that I was part of it, but then I realized that I am part of millennials. Yay! So we decided to select millennials because according to the Boston Consulting Group, millennials are the biggest generation ever. And okay, you are millennial, it's a big generation, so why? Why this is important? Well, if you are in the travel industry, you need to know that the 50% of all business related with travel spending in the United States by the end of the 2020 will be part of the millennials.
it's all about the money.
Of course. So if you are in this industry, it's important to catch millennials' attention and engage with them in the future, make them loyalty customers.
And become rich.
I hope so.
So how do we answer this question?
So yeah, why we did this study, that is, as Diana said, many hotel brands are adding new features and services to reach millennials. And we all have heard about virtual reality, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and I can go on. But as the technology is evolving, it seems like there is a battle of brands that the more futuristic and the more techy features they have, the better. So
Actually, I would make it bad. I would say that we as millennials prefer everything technology related. As the more futuristic it is, the better it is. Let's see if I'm wrong, right?
yeah, so what we want to know is that what is the true value millennials find for this kind of hotel apps, what they really need and what is really attractive or not for them. So we tested out 13 hotel app features. We had one-on-one sessions with users, and we did not test the specific apps, but only the most common functionalities without showing the brand to the users. So our target were, as I said, millennials from United States, 25 to 35 years old, iOS and Android users that love to travel. And for this research, we focus on the act of booking a room. So what we found is that millennials do not trust in content made by hotel brands. So they think produced videos, city guides, inspiration, images, even deals are with the only objective to sell more of what they don't want to buy. So trust is the most important factor for them. So how do we come up with this conclusion? we use the Kano analysis method to measure functionality and satisfaction, as you can see in the graph. And the thing with this kind of research is that we cannot take literally what users said. So we use satisfaction values based on non-direct questions to determine how desirable each specific feature is. So the green bubble you see in the graph is where the must-have features. So guest reviews and maps functionality should be like the default features for any hospitality app should have.
So just to recap before you keep explaining the bubbles and
Yeah.
the analysis, you have 13 features that you tested out using a quantitative method because we don't really
Yes.
trust users that much.
Yeah, quantitative and qualitative.
Okay.
Yeah. So we want to leave those out, the must-have features, and see more in detail the irrelevant and attractive features. So
Here we go.
So the top 3 most irrelevant features.
They don't want these.
No, not at all. And the first one is loyalty programs. So 7.
Wait,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Loyalty programs are like the new thing. Like everyone has like a new card they use for points and miles.
Yeah, so 71% of users found this irrelevant, and they think these kind of programs are targeted only for rich old men. So one of the users said, "I don't have crazy budget. It was made. If it was made for young professionals, then I will use it. But generally, they're not." So in our opinion, hotel brands should start working on redefining the loyalty programs. And, because elite club itself or loyalty itself is not attractive for millennials. But we all want to save money. So maybe at a smaller scale, instead of saying join our exclusive VIP club or anything and collect thousands of points over the year to earn one free night, for example, you can go smaller and think if you are our customer, you will get a discount in the next stay. That we think could work better based on what we found.
And also the language.
More
luxury. Are words that sounds expensive. Millennials don't feel related with this kind of language. So a casual language, it will work better, even if it's a similar program. Okay, so the other irrelevant feature that millennials don't want to see or don't trust in your hospitality app is related with the 360 video tour. The 46% of millennials interviewed say that they don't trust in the video tour, and the reason is because they don't trust in content that is produced by the hotel. And they have this feeling about that this 360 video tour is perfectly made with highly produced images. So instead of see this video tour, they want to see and trust in images about the facilities created and shared by other travelers. So it's important to have this in mind. And also the 28% of the millennials interviewed say that they found this feature frustrating because it's so heavy and so slow to watch that they don't want to waste their time trying to see something that is something that they don't trust and is taking a lot of time.
So I guess I just lost my bet.
Oh.
This is not maybe we're not tech lovers after all.
Oh. Okay.
So another feature that we found very surprising is the Chatbot Assistant, because this is one of the most popular features right now in the travel industry. They use artificial intelligence to respond customers' booking requests. But when we asked the users, 80% found this irrelevant. And they say the chatbots they had tried were not accurate or fast enough. So 80% means a lot in this kind of research. So millennials are not trusting in robots yet. Maybe in the future we will, but seems like we all prefer to talk to real people.
I trust in one robot here, and she works at Nearso also. Greetings, Judith. Hello.
Yeah, but she's a human.
It's a half human, half robot. Okay, so
corny.
nah, I'm just kidding. So let's move to the top 3 most attractive features. Mobile check-in. Mobile check-in is a feature that millennials found it very attractive. The 75% of the people interviewed for this research say that they would like to try it. And the reason is because they are familiar using this feature when they are doing the check-in for flights. So they have this conception of how this feature should work, and they are expecting something similar, something that helped them to save time instead of waiting in a line just to receive their key for the room. So they have this idea of, it would be great if I am able to do the mobile check-in when I am moving from the airport or train station to the hotel. So once I am arriving to the hotel, I can go directly to my room and rest.
Yeah, that's interesting. And we also found that the front desk chat this is, I think, the most attractive one we found. And basically what you can do with this is to make requests via chat to the hotel staff without having to go or call the front desk. So 10% of users said it could be helpful to have a touchpad in the room with this functionality too, and also to order food and without having to install the app on their phones. So it's interesting that one of the most irrelevant feature is a chatbot, and the most attractive is also a chat, but with the front desk person.
I think that could be because if trust is an issue for millennials, maybe they'll trust a person more,
exactly,
like a human being more than a
bot.
Yeah, and they prefer to chat or texting or text rather than interact face to face, but they want to make sure that they are chatting or texting with real people. You know,
maybe they want a name and a face to blame somebody if the service is not good. Maybe is that the reason? But yeah,
we're better than that.
Yeah, it could be. So the last attractive feature that we found is something that is related with the mobile check-in. So millennials want this feature because they want to save time instead of doing the line and wait for somebody else to receive them in the reception and provides the room, the key room, sorry. So if they are able to do the mobile check-in when they are moving from the airport to the hotel, they can get the key room, right? So they show a lot of excitement when we present this feature for 2 reasons. One, because they want to save time and they don't want to do all these check-in face-to-face and all this stuff. And the other thing is because millennials are eco-friendly generation. Millennials are worried about the planet. So the idea of save paper and plastic, having a virtual room key in their phones are something that is attractive and is part of their the things that they believe and the things that they are worried.
Ideology.
Yeah, but also something important to highlight here is even if they are excited about this feature, they express a little concern about what happened if I use my phone the whole day and I go outside and take photos and put stories on Instagram and share content on Facebook. No battery, and my battery dies. So I'm supposed to get to my room. So they feel attracted, but also concerns about what happened in this scenario.
Yeah, and something important here is that they haven't used this feature. So they are excited to use it, but they have not tried it.
Yeah.
So that's important.
Yeah, they're in love with the idea, but they are not sure yet. Yeah.
So after all these most relevant and most attractive features, can we finally answer the question? What makes a hospitality app trustworthy?
Yeah, so we learned a lot on this research, and one insight that we want to share with you is that social validation is key. So millennials often do their own research when planning a trip. They go on YouTube or blogs or Lonely Planet, TripAdvisor, and a lot of sources. But what they are looking is not deals or nice hotels. They are looking for personal connections. They want to see where are other people traveling and what they are doing with their free time. Mm-hmm. So what we can suggest here is to highlight your guest reviews. That was the most trusted feature we found. And a good practice is to ask your guests to leave reviews in the checkout. Mm-hmm. So maybe giving them an incentive or anything, but we want to avoid that only people with complaints will leave reviews. So yeah, that's it. Social is like everything for millennials.
It's key. Also, show experience, not just rooms. So millennials want new experience when they travel. Standard, sane, typical, generic are words that they want to avoid, and they are also not interested in luxury. The only thing that millennials need when they are traveling is a cozy and affordable room and a clean bathroom. That's it. So just to give you an example of how another gigantic in the industry of the accommodation is doing well in this is Airbnb. Airbnb is selling experience through this platform. This doesn't mean that you actually have to do the same thing, mm-hmm. but this is just an example of how you can share another things more than just your rooms, your facilities. Mm-hmm. So a good study could be, for example, request to the customers and the guests share things that they do around your hotel. So in that way, another travelers are producing content that is created by another people, and this content will be trust for millennials. Mm-hmm. They can see it and they can connect with this experience and see more than just the rooms that your app is offering at this moment.
Yeah, awesome. And the last insight we have is build payment features. This is very surprising because we did not test any payment feature at all. Yeah. But 57% of users expressed frustration of not knowing extra charges or unexpected fees while booking a room. So one of the users said, I was very surprising that she said, I think a lot of travel apps often focus on the fun part, discovery, activities, and inspiration. But what actually matters is what happened at the end, how much paying on top of just the booking fee. Mm. So hotel brands should be building features to report users how much is their bill so far, transparent extra charges, and maybe an option to split costs between guests. Because users never know that total until the end, until the checkout. So I'm not sure, but I don't know any hotel brand that are doing payment features so far. I'm not sure. If you in the audience know, just let me know.
What do you mean by payment features?
Yeah, well, that's the question. I'm not sure what.
You mean besides just paying?
No. I mean, maybe a feature to split cost between
like Uber does.
Guests. Yeah,
okay,
like Uber.
Yeah, it's useful.
That's a feature of payment, and it's very useful for us. But
different options for millennials to split the final booking fee, for example.
I can actually relate to that because I went to Vegas, I think like 2 or 3 months ago, and the hidden costs kept appearing, like taxes for your room, taxes for living, taxes for breathing. So I like had, I don't know, a room per day for $190, and then when I got there and had to pay, it was $230.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, you plan a trip and you expect it to be cool and you have the right amount of money and then maybe not. So anyway, just let me interrupt a bit and take us through the takeaways. So the number one takeaway would be make it personal. Millennials trust in experiences of people and look everywhere for personal connections. So it's about harboring that personal connection to create that trust.
Yeah.
Number two is put yourself on your traveler. Put on your traveler shoes. The only way to understand what your customers need is to feel empathy. This is a very wise, I think, takeaway, because you need to understand how your clients think. And maybe it's a very cool feature, for example, to have a very complex loyalty program that you can win, I don't know, a casino on your name 10 years down the road. But maybe your clients only want one cheap room for a weekend stay. So it's important to understand them. And the final takeaway is make data-driven decisions. User research is quick and not really all that expensive. We do it like breathing here at Nearsoft. By the way, if you need help, you can call us. I just had to, I'm sorry.
Love the commercial.
But anyway, knowing your users' needs will help you build better experiences. And we always say this, I think, in every single webinar. We might have an idea of how to solve a problem, how to fulfill a need, but we don't really know until we ask people. And we don't need to trust users that much. We need to be a bit more cautious and ask them in different ways so we can get the total and best answer.
Yeah, and I just want to add that what we suggest you is not to build features just because they are trending in the industry, but actually knowing how your users feel and motivations to use your platform will actually help you build better experiences, as Jorge said.
Yeah, because something that it's surprising for me is that Denise said, we didn't test any payment features or something related with payment, but this feature and this came up from millennials that say, hey, I need this. It will be great
Please
if
build something.
Yeah. Could you please build something about this? Please leave out the 360 video tour, please, but could you do something about the payment, because they are struggling with the payment features. And maybe there will be a place and you can put all your resources and your efforts and all your time.
Yeah, and at the end, what we want to change is that perception that will go from I don't want to install that another hotel app to I need to install that app. So that will depend on how is our capability to understand our users and to build better apps for them.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's time for one of our favorite parts of the webinars. It's the questions, the Q&A session. We'll be displaying in the screen our contact information, so you can like let it sink in and contact us if you have any questions for one of our great expert designers. The first question comes from Kristen. The question is, how large of a sample size did you study? Meaning, how many users went through this research?
Yeah, for this research were 30 users. Yeah, but usually we do smaller research with 5 users, but for this research was 30 users.
Yeah, because 30. The CAN analysis requests at least that.
Depend of the method, but for this research were 30.
Okay. I'm sorry, I was answering the question on the chat. Susie says, I missed the first part of the webinar. Is this being recorded so that can I review the first part later?
Yes.
Yes, it is. I think we'll be sending out an email and we'll be sharing it on our social media pages. No, Susie, thank you. Anyway, I think that's all we have time for now. And I'd just like to say on a personal note, I'm really happy to keep hosting these webinars. I've learned a lot from our experts. These 2 designers are amazing. And if you want to contact them, you can send them a line at dgutierrez@nearsoft.com or dearvayo@nearsoft.com. That's a Spanish pronunciation, but you can see it on the screen. Or follow them on Twitter. There's the handles @Nenisa and @Dianonina. And if you want to know more about us, you can log not log in. You can type in the browser.
Browser.
Yeah. I'm just excited because it's ending and it was cool and stuff like that.
Creating features. And
Yeah. You can go ahead and type UX at UX.
UX@nerdsat.com.
No, it's not at. It's a point. UXnews.com. And
Are you nervous?
We'll be there to answer your questions. Yeah, because I'm just excited.
Oh.
So anyway, anything else? Oh, we have another question from Kristen. We'll be answering that through an email. Thank you.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you, Jorge. Thank you, Denise.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.